Welcome to Viking football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Vikings prepare to play the University of Washington this Saturday up in Seattle, Portland State and Washington. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. It's on the Pac-12 Washington channel and the Pac-12 Now app if you get a chance to watch that football game. Coach, we're going to talk a little bit about playing the Pac-12 Huskies. Let's review real quick our game last week with San Jose State. A game that went right down to the end. Portland State played very, very well. Had the lead for about 8 minutes in the fourth quarter. Came up just short. A few initial impressions from you.
First impression is we have a good football team, Mike. You know, we look at these two FBS quote money games to help the department out, and you know that's FCS sports. But I've got a good football team. Number one, my defense is happy. They kept us in it. You know. Brand new quarterback who made some throws that looked like he was a senior veteran, you know, getting ready for the draft. I was happy to see that. I liked our energy. I liked our fight. I liked how we supported each other. We made too many mistakes, period. You know, San Jose State took away something up front. Their front with 45 in those ends, excuse me, 70. Their front seven took us away from what it makes an easy game win when you can run the football. So good for them. Congrats to San Jose State. But I would like to clean up half of our mistakes made in that game. But it showed me, you know, don't get me wrong, we're not happy about anything. You're here to win football games. But the Vikes have a chance on Saturday.
All right, let's take a look real quick, talk about the defense. They only allowed 288 yards, and that's to a Mountain West Conference opponent. 7 sacks in the football game. The most you had in any game last year was 5, so that's a tremendous number. You knew VJ Malo was probably going to get one. He did, but 6 different players in on sacks. That's got to make you feel good about your defense and the number of talented guys you have.
It does, Mike. You know, I said defense, yes, they're good, but you and I talked about it after the game. You know, when our defense plays like that, is capable of playing like that, you're going to make teams punt, and that's a good thing. You know, we're going to get the football more, keep it away from your opponent. So I was happy with it all around. We wanted to get our front better. You know, the back end made plays. There weren't many negatives, but the only one they know it is in some turnovers, sprinkling some turnovers. You know, and we're probably possibly celebrating into that football game.
Okay, and the quarterback, we'll touch on him again. Dante Sachere, first career start. In fact, I believe his first start since 2018 when he was still playing in high school. 353 yards total offense. He did have a couple of picks in the football game, made a couple of mistakes, but you also mentioned to me after the game he learned from those and made some plays from them. He found superstar Bo Kelly many times. He made some really good decisions to get that lead back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned to you at the end of that game, you know, we went empty left on the ball just to see how they align, what coverage they're in, and yada, yada. And we saw something we thought we'd take advantage of, and he saw something else, you know, on the pick. Good for him because he's playing the game. We're not. I'm not. But he tried it, and that corner made a hell of a play for San Jose State. That was good for them, bad for the Vikes, but that was a hell of a pick. But we came back to it. That was the same touchdown, Mike. I talked to him on the sideline about it. You know, no reason to get mad. Like you said, he hasn't been playing since for many moons. So we came back, and that one touchdown to Bo in the end zone was the same damn play call. So he learned. He's learning. He's learning during the football game. You know, we usually wait for halftime to make some adjustments, but I saw some things in the first quarter that we took advantage of. In the second quarter, we missed the ball, but you know, we had a chance we probably left 6 points on the field there. So to be able to do that with a quarterback that young, or that new, I should say, nobody's young in college football anymore because of the mighty COVID, but it was fun. The kid's pretty damn good. He's fun to watch.
All right, let's look ahead now to the University of Washington. The Huskies beat Kent State 45-20 in their opener at home. Coach, couple things I want to touch on. The quarterback looked very, very good, but defensively, they made 3 interceptions. You alluded to creating turnovers, how important they can be. Those 3 interceptions were big for Washington in helping spark the offense.
Yeah, they got the hair guy, Sar, whatever, the safety. This is his year to shine. He's finally off the bench. He's not a backup role, and he started right away, didn't he? He had to pick the first play of the game, but they're good. They're fast. They have make-up speed I haven't seen since – the Road Runner and frickin' Bugs Bunny or whatever that cartoon is. I saw that Mike linebacker, and saw a play away. He got tricked by the golden flashes for about 1.6 seconds. He made it up to the other side of the field before the guy ran for a yard. They're faster than hell, Mike, all across the board. They put together a good squad up there, so watching him on tape, the quarterback, he was, they protected him. He looked like Tom Brady throwing single-man routes to Randy Moss back in the New England days. He sat back there and read the Wilson and made sure he had the stripes right and delivered a football to drop, 11. But they're good. No weakness. Their ends are faster than hell. Their line, they got some guys not playing who I thought were their best football players. That's who Washington is. So they're playing discipline. We're going to have to put something together, and they're going to have to make a couple mistakes for the Vikes to get out of Husky Stadium and go jump in the lake.
You've made reference to hair guys before, and in past interviews you made another reference. You got to watch those references to hair guys when people are looking at us on camera, Coach. I think that creates a little bit of a distraction. As we look at Washington, we played them back in 2017. Now, you talked about how improved they are, had a bit of a down year last year. How would you compare this team to the team from 2017?
I'm not going to do that, Mike. I'm not going to. They're good. That team was good. This team's good. I think we're better. I'll say that. But I'm not going to go into that. It's apples and oranges. I know this is a hell of a good football team. They're playing with discipline, Nobody really knew DeBoer up here. I didn't know him. You watch the Fresno stuff, but he's put something together up there. I think Husky Nation's happy right now with what they saw versus Golden Flashes. Hopefully we can get them a little bit upset with Coach DeBoer on Saturday.
All right, the quarterback, Michael Pinnix, I believe he threw for 345 yards, a very dynamic player, the type of player you see very often in the Big Sky Conference. What's going to be a key to maybe holding him down a little bit?
Well, change him up a little bit, Mike. I saw, and I didn't focus on that side of the ball as much, but he had a lot of 3-man rush. There's some things defensively, the Golden Flashes might have changed up just to try to get pressure on their offensive line. They teed it up. They gave him a lot of time, and when he was asked to run the ball, they ran the ball. And he was accurate. He had poise, everything you want. That was his first start. Obviously, he goes up there and beat out some good competition, outstanding competition in that room. So he was good. It's the first thing you notice because. Hair guy gets a pick, boom, Pinnix is on the field, and everybody's going, did they make the right decision here? Looked like they did, because he was effective as it gets at that position.
All right. Portland State played a Mountain West opponent last week, playing a Pac-12 opponent this week. Certainly viewed as a step up. What are going to be the keys for the Vikings to be competitive and get that game to the fourth quarter?
Well, they need to make a couple mistakes, number one. I'm hoping they do. I think where they go next week, Michigan State or something. Hopefully they're looking to that game, and not studying the Vikes quite as much as I hope. But make some mistakes, We need to get a couple turnovers in opportune moments. And we have to be able to move the chains against them. But it's going to be hard this year. They have such, like I said, make-up speed. Their speed, Mike, right now, you throw this, you throw a bench, you throw a hitch, you throw a speed out, whatever. They're there right now, The yards after the catch, even, for the Golden Flashes, and they're not Pac-12, but that closes so quick versus this football team. That's, we talked about a little bit, but that, win the turnover battle. Field position, we got wiped last week. We had the ball in -1. a lot. It seemed at least twice in a game. I don't want that. Maybe once a year. And clean up our special team. Just run a complete game on our side, eliminating mistakes. Hopefully get some turnovers from the Huskies. And you're always hoping to get overlooked in a game like this because we are FCS. And everybody on the Huskies team knows there's no way that we're going to beat them, right? So
that's what they say everywhere you listen.
Damn right. That's our advantage.
All right, Vikings football this Saturday at the University of Washington. Portland State versus the Huskies, 1 p.m. start. It's on Pac-12 Washington. It's also on the Pac-12 Now app. For all your information on Vikings football, go to govikes.com.